Your Majesty, you still have the laurel on.
Yes, I quite like it. It makes me more statesmanly, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. It's, fancy.
Live from Ondatable, the New News Daily News Program with Ann Kerr.
Good evening, Ondatable. Here's the latest news we are allowed to report today. Last week, the private jet of Sir Planter crashed while returning to Ondatable just a few minutes before it was due to land. There has been a silence from both the Chief Minister and King about this event, which has seen one of the most influential figures in Ondatable meet his untimely end. Witnesses to the final moments of the aircraft state several different views of what they heard and saw prior to the plane falling from the sky. Some have stated they heard two distinct explosions prior to noticing the plane. Those looking at the plane state they saw an explosion, while others say the airframe split in half before the tail and main fuselage landed in two separate locations. Despite the discussion about what was seen and heard, the fact remains that a popular member of the new regime has passed. Tonight I am joined by His Highness King Ivor Crown on my head to discuss the events and what the passing of Sir Planter means for the future of his government and defence of Ondatable. King Ivor, thank you for agreeing to this interview.
I would like to say it's a pleasure normally, but I suggest you stick to the agreed questions,
Indeed. Your Majesty, Sir Planter was a key member of the new regime, which you have generously provided to the people of Ondatable. He provided the support of the Falcon Knights to your banner after their defeat by your army at the Battle of Black Tower. How has his passing impacted you?
Why am I in this little rectangle on the screen? Come on, I can get bigger, can't I? Same size as the reporter. Really? You know who I am, yeah? That's better. Oh, look. Well, he might have been fun at a party. I think people are putting too much emphasis as to how important Sir Planter has been to the success of this regime for the past month and a bit. Yes, he did bring the Falcon Knights into line with my faction, provided a large portion of the gold now in our treasury, assisted in merging the Dragon Knights into our kingdom, developed our tax system, led an army to crush a barbarian rebellion, defended Ondatable from a Viking raid, donated to an orphanage, coached a girls' soccer team, updated the antivirus software on my computer, and established this broadcast network. But he also had a darker side.
A darker side?
Oh, absolutely. He used my Netflix account and once double parked while rescuing an old lady's cat out of a tree. I even heard he put rubbish in a recycling bin once.
I see. So he was a dynamic character.
Oh, borderline criminal in some aspects. This being said, he will be missed by many across our nation, especially his fellow Falcon Knights. And this is why we are monitoring all of their phone calls and have police staking out their known gathering places. This is just to ensure they are not too lonely and choose to gather into, say, a militia.
Indeed, Your Majesty, we don't want that sort of behaviour. Has the police investigation shed any light on the cause of Sir Planter's death and the crash of his aircraft?
Well, my understanding would have been the sudden stop when he hit the ground was the cause of death, but I am no expert. As for the plane crash, I must stress that investigations are ongoing. However, the information I have is that the aircraft experienced an unscheduled disassembly whilst airborne. It is believed that we may never know what actually caused the aircraft to come apart.
Who believes that?
That's not a sanctioned question now, is it? The authorities state that it is almost impossible to know?
Which authorities?
That would be me, my dear. I'm just wondering, have you met my executioner? It's usually a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
I'm sure I would be. What happens now for the government, and who will take the place of Sir Planter?
I will shortly bestow upon my son, Prince Leaf, the title of Lord of the Falcon Knights. He will bring his youthful energy and my authority to the role. Military responsibilities and any other functions of government Sir Planter was responsible for have been passed on to my Chief Minister, Anthony Missingpeace. I would like to assure the citizens of Ondatable that air travel continues to be safe, especially if you support my regime and don't become a tall poppy backstabbing usurper.
Your Majesty, thank you for your time.
A pleasure.
After the short break, Chief Minister Anthony Missingpeace unveils the latest air defense system for our nation.
Tests have now been completed with a target aircraft being used just a week ago to ensure that all calibration issues have been resolved.